My first review will be the first in the Vampire Academy series, and that is called Vampire Academy, as you can see. Lol. Vampire Academy is about a girl called Rose Hathaway who is in training to be a guardian, and that is to protect the royal. Her friend Lissa Dragomir is a royal, and her and Rose share a bond. There are two types of vampires in this series, and Rose can feel Lissa's emotions and learn to see, and she can see what she's seeing sometimes, which actually comes quite handy in the book when you read it. Yeah, there's two different types of vampires in this series world thing, and they are Moroi and Strigoi, and Rose has to protect Lissa from the Strigoi because the Strigoi are trying to kill the royal people. The Strigoi are guardians, or Moroi that turns into Strigoi. Moroi are not immortal, but Strigoi are. Moroi vampires can have some sunlight on them, but not a lot. However, the Strigoi cannot go in the sunlight, which is pretty good because you can pretty dodge out the way of the Strigoi. You just go in a sunny place or something. And then Rose ends up falling in love, like the typical vampire book things. There's always some sexual nature in it or something. And Dimitri is a guardian, but something happened with Lissa because animals are close to death, or some are dead, and are like blooded or and they like appear in front of Lissa. The book is really good, and I was hooked straight into it as it starts with a lot of action when Lissa and Rose had run away from the St. Vladimir's Academy thingy, but they do get dragged back there, and then you find out why they ran away from the academy later. I'd give this book about 8 out of 10 because it's really good, but I don't think I'll end up rating a book 10 out of 10 because there's always room to improve. I've rated it 8 out of 10 because of the story, the characters, and that Richelle Mead puts into the book very good. The story has different take on vampires, and the author wrote it's based on a Romanian legend, because she says in an interview that that's how she wrote and these books. And the Romanian legend were about the two types of vampires being Moroi and Strigoi, and then she came up with the story basically. The good points of this book is the way Richelle writes, and that hooks you in, because I like a book to hook you into it, or it just gets boring and you just sling it back on the shelf. And there's not many words that the average teenager would not be able to understand. I understood basically what all the words in this book meant, which is pretty cool, and I'm not as active. There are many likeable characters in this book as well, many dislikable characters at the same time. Unlike other books, Richelle makes the main character Rose a strong, female lead, because most in other books the girls are mostly vulnerable, and that's one of the reasons why I like this book, because it's very different. The bad points of this book is one bit that annoyed me a lot to do with one of the characters, but if you keep, and there are many bad points of this book as well, which it's not really bad, but personally I don't very like them. But there's one bit that annoyed me a lot, which is to do with one of the characters. And if you keep watching the video, when I go into the spoilers, which is quite soon, I'll tell you why. But it was kind of predictable who was putting the nearly dead animals in front of Lissa. But some people might not be good at predicting things, but it's really obvious basically if you use your initiative. Sorry, not read, need. Okay, you might need to stop watching. Spoiler alert now. So yeah. Okay, the annoying thing which annoyed me before was Lissa, because she kept slitting her wrists, and that annoyed me. I know some people have like the reason to do it because they get depressed and stuff, but she kept doing it. But she couldn't really help it, because every time she used her powers, she like got really depressed and stuff, and then make her angry when she uses her powers, but like weakens her. In the that's around about she does it in the middle part of the book, but most royals have an element that comes to them, and Lissa did not get one, and everyone has to have one. Like not many people who don't get an element at all in the royal. And the man, Vladimir, the person the Academy was named after, who's like dead and old, well, dead, yeah, dead. And her old teacher all had that element, which was spirit, and no one else had it except from this Vladimir, the old person who's dead now, who's not even in the story, it's just an old person who's going about, and the teacher. Rose was saved by Lissa, and that is what started the bond between each other. Rose actually was meant to die in a car accident, but was saved. I can't remember the name. There's a name, and that is basically the vampire power, where you persuade people to do stuff for you, and Lissa could do it even to a Moroi, which no one else can because of the spirit power. This concludes my review, and I hope you enjoyed it. Please comment, rate, subscribe, and friend request me below, and comment on my page. I do have the other books in this series, as you might have seen in my whole big, well not big, but my book collection, and I have not read them yet, but I will be soon, and then I will review them after. The other ones are called Frostbite, Shadow Kiss, Chronos, and in 2010, which is in like a day. Well, actually, it's 8 o'clock now, 8 PM, so 4 hours in this 2010. That will be Spirit Bound, which is coming out in May, and then in later 2010, when it says on Wikipedia that since it'll be the final Vampire Academy book, but in Rose's point of view, and I'm pretty sure this is Rose on the front cover. And Richelle Mead has stated that she is going to do another 6 books of Vampire Academy, but it's not in Rose's point of view, it's in somebody else's point of view. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this weird video about Vampire Academy. Yep, that's his vampire, and that's the Academy. The gates to the school. Richelle Mead. Ooh, what's that? I'll tell you how many pages it is. Then it has like a weird, strange angel sneak peek. There was 332. But then, I love this. I love the text. It's very easy to read and stuff. Ooh, she dropped the history book she's been holding. That I had to give up the healing and the compulsion. A frown crossed her face at that last part. Cool. how come I'd, how come, how, but I hadn't told her about him or about how close I'd come to losing my virginity. Yep, that word there says virginity. Coming soon, Eternal by Cynthia Layton Smith. Hey, wow, you can see my hands. One sec. I am a retarded woofy. Haha. Yeah, Eternal, Cynthia Layton Smith, 2010. Tomorrow we'll be reviewing and hopefully uploading.